All right, judges, ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome the team from, together with their faculty advisor, Dr. Rena Wilkin, the University of Pretoria. You may now begin your presentation.
Evolution, the gradual development of mankind to ensure our survival. It is the innate ability coded in our DNA to constantly adapt to our environment and overcome. Over the years, the world has been evolving, and we as humans have been evolving with it.
However, the evolutionary capacity of South Africa has been hindered. Poverty, food waste, and inequality lay siege to our country's potential and to the survival of our people, thus weakening the lifeline of our existence and threatening the heartbeat of our nation.
I could tell you about the 26.7% youth unemployment rate in Tshwane, as reported by Stats SA. I could also tell you about the 7 tons of annual waste at the Tshwane Fresh Produce Market and how this is an immediate contradiction to the universal issue of food security.
And I could go on and on to describe the streets of Marabastad, their filth, and how our people are sleeping on the sidewalks in this chilling 2 degrees cold of Pretoria. I can further allude to you that this problem is not mutually exclusive to Marabastad, but to the rest of our province. I can tell you, or I can show you.
Enactus UP seized the opportunity and started Fruitful Living, Sanguine, to contribute to the reduction of the unemployment of women, but also to be accommodative of men. The Fruitful Living project was also motivated to solve the problem of wastage by making use of fruits and vegetables that were not sold prior to their reaching the waste stage.
Fruitful Living is an amalgamation of 2 phases, the first owing to the making of preserves and the second pertaining the drying of fruits through the usage of a solar dehydrator.
This stage entails concocting the 2 socio-economic problems of unemployment and food wastage. Fruitful Living creates opportunities for their beneficiaries to obtain fruit and vegetable preservative skills in order to start a line of preserves. The project also empowers their beneficiaries to start SMEs in order to employ more people whilst making a living and combating the issue of food wastage at the Tshwane market.
The second phase of the business is still in its incubation phase, where we will commence training our beneficiaries on the 17th of July. We partnered with the University of Pretoria Food Sciences Department, and they have assigned us with a lecturer, Dr. Mehlo Makulu, as well as an honors student who will facilitate with the training.
Enactus UP formed partnerships with the Tshwane Fresh Produce Market by liaising with the director of the market, Francois Knowles. We also have a long-standing rapport with the Varsfontein Community Transformation, VCT, a non-profit organization in Pretoria North that provides us with employees and the premises for the preparation of the preserves.
We encapsulated the plan of action for our term in the following 5 steps. Step 1, restructure the business model of the project. Step 2, draft a new MOU. Step 3, Lynette?
Well, Tina, this entails finding new entrepreneurially zealous beneficiaries to train. Step 4, launch the preserve business, and conclude with step 5 by securing multiple vendors to distribute our goods through.
The first step entailed us restructuring the business model of our project. This stemmed from us working closely with our beneficiaries last year. We were able to discern that it would be best to first prepare our beneficiaries for the eventual ownership of the business. So, we went back to the drawing board and developed an incubation model that will ease the beneficiaries into owning the business.
And that led us to our second step, where we approached a legal advisor from our BAB. She drafted our MOU with instructions we gave her. The specifications Enactus UP and VCT provided her with included that we, as Enactus UP, would retain custodianship of the business and all its assets until such a time we could identify beneficiaries to whom we could cede ownership of the business.
The third step unfolded with the VCT assigning us 7 of their beneficiaries to train. We hosted the training session with the help of Antoinette Null. She provided us with the recipes for the preserves and trained the beneficiaries. The training occurred in the first week of June 2018. It happened on VCT premises for a duration of 3 half days.
The beneficiaries were taught how to make orange marmalade, strawberry jam, apricot chutney, vegetable acha, chili sauce, and lemon cordial. They left feeling incredibly empowered and hopeful for the future, as they even asked that future training takes place.
Step 4 was finally piloting the first phase of the business, the preserves business. We got the ball rolling by getting our beneficiaries to register with the Tshwane Fresh Produce Market, where we buy our fruits and vegetable ingredients. We purchase the ingredients and packaging. We will pay our beneficiaries for transport costs and labor. We marked up our goods by 70% because we won't be paying our beneficiaries a stipend. Instead, we'll give them 80% of the profits as we retain the 20% for ourselves.
With step 5, we looked for potential distributors for our line of products. We approached TuxRes from the University of Pretoria's Department of Residential Affairs. They accommodate 8,000 students annually, making them South Africa's biggest residential university.
They agreed to start selling our products. We will commence with taking orders from the 17th of July 2018. We will start selling at 3 residences, namely Taxmonate, Magriki, and Asterhof, the 3 together having an accumulative reach of 1,840 students, and we will gradually move on to others once we have successfully sold to the first 3 in order to mitigate the risk of not meeting a demand.
Moving forward for our 5-step intervention, we will supply to TuxRes and assess the end-to-end production process to optimize it. Empower the beneficiaries with skills in business management in preparation for their owning the business, and have the produce tested.
Miracles are a scarce commodity. And so when you discover one, you share it with the world. And thus, Enactus UP presents to you the miracle man, Ndata Martin Palane.
He's an avid wheelchair enthusiast who met his calling of assembling, refurbishing, customizing, and repairing wheelchairs. He miraculously woke up from a 6-month-long coma, having suffered a leg amputation. He relied on the usage of a wheelchair for his mobility, and this is how he aligned with his purpose, fixing wheelchairs. You see, this makes him a very empathetic repairer in that he knows exactly what his customers need.
Our role in the business of Ntate Palane was to diagnose the challenges he was encountering and capacitate him to solve them. These challenges included that, although he had registered as a cooperative in 2014, to date, it was never operational. This led to members leaving the cooperative, leading to administrative delays. Also, the constitution of the cooperative provided for an equity share that was significantly disproportionate to the time, finances, and skills that he had invested into the business.
These problems are solvable through a transformational change in the business of Ntate Palane. And so, we adopted 4 of the 5 steps of the business transformation model. They are: Step 1, expanding, developing, and learning. Step 2, focusing on the benefits. Step 3, sustainability. And lastly, Step 4, skills development.
And off we went, making trips to hospitals, disability homes, and schools, whilst calling others, presenting the story of Ntate Palane. This was done in the execution of Step 1, expanding and developing a wider customer range for our beneficiaries' business. During this time, it became evident to us that documents such as a VAT certificate, a BE certificate, as well as proof of the company's banking details were necessary for him to secure any contracts with the various potential vendors.
Oh, Dikeledi, these were another hurdle to obtain, with all the inconveniencing and sporadic changes to the management of the already established cooperative, the Palane wheelchairs and bicycle repairs.
Step 2 entailed us working closely with our beneficiary to enable progress in his business. After we made arrangements with Medop, a company that sells high-quality goods for people with disabilities, we sought after a certificate of accreditation for him. They had previously assessed Ntate Palane in 2009, and through our intervention, we're happy to issue him with a letter of recommendation.
Step 3 required us to ensure the sustainability of the business of Ntate Palane. We presented him with the option of a private company to ameliorate the inherent challenges of a cooperative. He was happy with the structure of a private company, and so him and the remaining members of the cooperative effectively transitioned into a private company.
Step 4, skills development. Ntate Palane has 9 years worth of experience in wheelchair assembling and repairs. He volunteers at the Tembisa Self-Help Association of the Disabled, TSHAD, where he works closely with a physiotherapist from the Mkhatini Clinic, as well as the rest of his community.
And it is here where he teaches people with both mental and physical disabilities the skill of wheelchair repairs, something that he loves to do, to teach. An opportunity that transpired from this is that of a partnership between Ntate Palane and COSAP, the community-oriented substance use program. COSAP and our beneficiary have a mutual interest in the rehabilitation of Nyaupe addicts. And in this brewing partnership, COSAP and our beneficiary will design a program that will rehabilitate the addicts and integrate them back into the community. Tina, humor them with how this will be done.
Well, everyone, COSAP will rehabilitate these young addicts, releasing them of this Nyaupe addiction, and his business will reintegrate them back into society through the teaching of this niche skill of wheelchair repairs. And to lay your worries to rest, Ntate Palane appreciates the consequences of hiring newly rehabilitated addicts. He will implement the necessary measures in place to mitigate the risks that may arise.
Having taken 4 of the 5 steps in transforming Ntate Palane's business, moving forward, we will assist him with the following. Get a VAT certificate and a BEE certificate to, send to any interested vendors. To develop a program with COSAP and to register Ntate Palane's business as a service provider with the engineering, manufacturing, and service-related CETA.
Meet Project Journey to Life, a cooperative that was registered in 2013 and is made up of 13 agriculturally inclined, overly zealous, and youthful beneficiaries from the impoverished community of Mabopane. Enactus UP and Journey to Life were conjoined in 2016. Unfortunately, a stagnant relationship unfolded due to them not having access to the land they had a lease over.
It was in February 2018 that we devised a plan to revive our relationship with Journey to Life. This was done despite the odds, which were that all we had were beneficiaries with no livelihood assets, as they had just lost their land in an ongoing 2-year-long battle with their chief, leaving them with nothing but an undying passion for all things gardening and farming.
Enactus UP saw an opportunity in the lack of land for our beneficiaries, took action, and approached the University of Pretoria's Department of Botany curator, one Mr. Jason Sampson, who assisted us in generating alternative gardening techniques which do not require much land and can be erected in our beneficiary's background. And thus, the pallet garden was born.
During the 2018 March recess, we executed the strategy of our business. Using very little money and upcycling pallets we had obtained for free, we built the first 3 prototypes to ascertain the viability of the product. We only spent money on shade netting, nails, and managed to secure a donation of pallets from a wholesaler in Pretoria West.
We then took these structures to our beneficiaries in Mabopane to find out if they'd be keen to actually build pellet gardens and thereafter teach them how to put the structures together. They were extremely excited and took to building 37 more structures independently of our assistance. Now, 4 of our beneficiaries each have 2 of these structures in their backyard, and one of them a total of 29. They use these for gardening and sell the harvested produce, which they're actually currently doing. Isn't that right, Elma?
Indeed, Kitty. They have harvested Swiss chard spinach twice, chamolia, as well as Chinese spinach, and have sold 3 batches for 10 Rand each.
And that is how the triple bottom line of sustainability of the people, profit, and planet is addressed. We needed to solidify the foundation of our product. Therefore, our faculty advisor, Dr. Rena Wilkins connected us with the Manstrad Agricultural Intelligence Solutions, a consulting firm that was appeased by the work we do. And through their director, Mr. Jantus van der Linden, provided us with information about the best way to achieve the highest level of efficiency from our structures.
The Maastricht team went even further and availed access to their apps to both the Journey to Life and Enactus UP members. These apps are AgriSuite as well as Extension Suite. Through them, we have a plethora of reliable information pertaining to various useful details, which includes the best way to create different types of plants, how to identify pests and treat them, where to buy which seeds in your area of jurisdiction, and much, much more.
Our gardening structures product includes a pellet garden, a growth medium, seeds or seedlings, ARC info tunes, and the ARC Hub app. Initially, each structure was sold for a cost of 180 Rand, a cost which has since increased to 200 Rand and 280 Rand for a single base and a double base structure, respectively. In the past 3 weeks, we have sold 14 structures.
Journey to Life has secured 10,000 Rand in sponsorships through an internal competition hosted in Enactus UP. Journey to Life has also won $5,000 from Ford C3 Cycle 5 competition. We aim to use these funds for design and innovation, enabling progress and ensuring the replication and scalability of this project.
Our beneficiaries continue to build more structures and plant a variety of vegetables by marketing Journey to Life with pamphlets and through a door-to-door marketing strategies. 14 of these structures have been sold thus far. Our beneficiaries have become empowered and impacted socially and financially from being unskilled and unemployed to having a livelihood asset obtained through a new source of income.
Reviving the heartbeat of this great nation, we are doing our part in transcending individual pursuits, channeling our avidity on the evolution of the communities around us, reviving the burning flame of hope within mankind, a team with one goal and one mission to bridge the gaps in our society, using our diary to sustain our program. Enactified with the spirit of innovation, we are the change we want to see in the world, the beacon of hope, the catalyst of an evolutionary awakening. We are
Enactus UP.
Good morning. My name is Namatemba from CHEP. I'd like to ask, in terms of fruitful living, have you considered approaching retailers for substituting the food waste that you're getting from the markets?
So much for your question. So now we're just focusing on the Tshwane market because they have an annual waste of 7 tons. So we're seeking to target that waste first, and then only then will we branch out to other areas where we can source our fruits and vegetables. I trust that answers your question. Thank you.
Thank you so much. My name is Linda Ntuli from Rise Up and Do It. I think your presentation was quite on point. My question is, how are your projects going to be impacting, one, in terms of the profits, and two, in terms of your community? Thank you.
Thank you so much for your question. I will answer for the project Food for Living, and I'll pass on to my colleagues to represent Miracle Wheels as well as Journey to Life. So as far as profits for Food for Living, we have secured a partnership with the University of Pretoria's tax residences where we will be supplying to them, and then we will be supplying our produce and marking that up by 70%, which we'll be distributing to our 80% rather, which we will be distributing to our beneficiaries. Can you please just clarify on the second part of your question for me? Impact on the community. It brings us great pleasure to say that our beneficiaries have been socially impacted through the impartation of skills. So where previously our beneficiaries were not able to explore other avenues such as the supplying of preserves because of the lack of skill, now we have come and we have bridged that gap, and our beneficiaries are able to do much more than what they had previously been doing. I trust that answers your question.
Thank you very much for your question. When it comes to Miracle Ways, what we have is we're going to use the profit of the business to grow the business. And in growing the business, it is our beneficiary's inspiration to make sure that he gets the Nyope edict from the Straits End to so that they can be integrated back into the community. With that, he's going to train them, and then they're going to have, and that's also how we're going to replicate the project. I trust this answers your question.
Lastly, for Journey to Life, how we plan on working on profit is basically we've marked up our products, which is the pallet gardening structure, by 50%. The beneficiaries get 30 rands for labor, which is, it might seem like nothing to you, but for someone who does not get a meal, some days is a lot. And going back to empowering community, alongside our beneficiaries, we aim to use 50% of the profit to subsidize building these structures in schools that rather don't have access to these, to plantable land, arable land per se, and we've already identified 2, and that's how we plan to impact the community around us. I trust that answers your question.
All right. Well done on the presentation. It's Lance Vuma from Nedbank. I just wanted to ask, in terms of fruitful living, you're talking about an 80% markup already on a manual process that is there. Is this going to be competitive? Because you did speak about the demand coming through, but you're still going to test that. If you can just elaborate on it.
Thank you so much for your question. So our projects are, our product is competitive, and we have tested it against our current suppliers of, for example, vegetable acha. Say your Woolworths is supplying vegetable acha for 352 milliliters. They supply it at 40 rands, and at 40, and we do it at 40 as well. So we were inspired by the market actually in our marking up the produce by that 70%. I trust that answers your question.
Hi, I'm Pete Hubert from Unilever. Firstly, it was awesome seeing an all-female presentation team. So really want to say well done on that. Then my question is, do you believe there's any potential synergies between Fruitful Living and Journey to Life, that the one could start supplying the other one and make it almost a self-sustaining business end-to-end model?
Thank you for your question. Here in Enactus UP, we believe in women empowerment. So thank you for acknowledging that. Potential synergies between Fruitful Living and Journey to Life. For now, it will be a problem of transport because the two are far away from each other. So we have thought about that, but it's not yet feasible. I trust that satisfies your concern.
All right. Everyone join me in thanking University of Pretoria.